One, that extra 4 hours she's doing is housework. That extra hour and a half she's doing is probably significantly more difficult than what she has to do. The housework she has to do, she's not picking up shit off the floor with her hand. She's using a vacuum. She's not washing dishes by hand unless she's Jay. She's got a dishwasher. The stuff she's doing, it just takes time, but the effort is not equal. The stuff that men have to do is significantly more difficult than what y'all have to do outside of the house. So under your premise, then that means that if we hear two bumps in the night, you get your ass up, get a gun, and go check one. I get my ass up and go check another.
I would like to know what maybe you guys can help BK, Jay, Cheyenne, maybe even Miss Pearl, maybe even both. What do women actually generally want? Because you hear a lot of times that they say they want fairness, equality, whatever. But I often hear that they want to push away having to carry anything, whether that's facilitating domestic duties, definitely financially. They're like, hell no, I'm not giving you none of my money. So what is it supposed to look like moving forward? Because there is no equation where women are not going to have to facilitate jobs. It's just not going to happen en masse. So what would a relationship look like from y'all's standpoint? And what should men be looking out for?
Women can not facilitate relationships in mass. They just got to get with men that can afford for them not to. What then they won't be able to do is to have one of those men all to themselves.
But then that's a bad precedence only because the numbers it's not on their side. We know it's not on their side. There's no equation.
It's about 35, 36 to 1. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So if we're talking in mass, we're serving, a huge sample size. Most women are only going to be able to acquire your everyday working regular dude. When I say regular, I'm sorry, somebody you can touch, somebody you get it. Okay. So what is it supposed to look like? Because this idea that you're not going to work, y'all can get rid of that. You're going to work. That's just going to happen.
Majority. Yeah.
So are you asking what are women looking for? Like,
I'm asking, what does a relationship look like from now moving forward with the reality that women are going to work? This fallacy that you're not going to have to work is a lie. Women have always worked. They're definitely going to have to continue to work. So now we're talking about relationships. Once you clock out, whatever the heck, what is it supposed to look like? Because it seems like there's a disconnect here. That's what it seems like.
No, I don't think there's a real disconnect in real life. I think the internet is the internet. It's for entertainment. If you think that this represents the broader life, you're stupid. It is what it is, right? This is the internet. It's entertainment. People are trying to drive up likes to get money. It's another form of TV that we have entered to. This is our reality. So I just want to put that out there. Now, when you talk about reality, which is that a majority of people, correct, they're both going to be working individuals. I looked up the statistic on Black and, the income has increased slightly, right? To, as of 2024, right? Black men are making, what was this? $55,000 and Black women are making about $52,000, $3,000 difference yet and still. And with that, after taxes and all of the jazz, yes, you're both going to have to work. You're both going to have to contribute to the household. I think what Bo kind of alluded to, right, was not what she said. At home, there needs to be a measure of equal labor inside of the home if you're going to do equal labor outside of the home, right? So for the average man who has to go to work 40 hours a week, an average woman who has to go to work 40 hours a week, that means that you two need to sit down, write out everything that needs to be done in the household. Whoever has the strength to do cleaning, do cleaning. Whoever has the strength to cook, do cook. Whoever has the strength to do this, do that, do this, do that. It's going to be both people putting in their efforts financially, because $3,000 after taxes, about $333, a little bit more, right? A month, right? That's about your dates. To your point, Drew, that man is making that extra money. He's likely, if he's, the average person, he's going to spend it on you going out on dates, because you're not going to $100, meals every week, right? That $300 divided by 4 weeks, it is what it is. So I think that's the thing, and that's the reality of most people's situation, is that y'all both going to work, y'all both going to pay these bills pretty much equally, as we just seen, $3,000 before taxes. Right? And y'all are both going to split up this housework so that y'all both feel like, okay, I'm spending 8 hours doing this and you're spending 8 hours doing that in the house.
So are we saying that most men current day are not facilitating their weight domestically? Is that what we're saying? Is that the narrative that we're painting?
There is a narrative, and there's actually been a study, right? There's actually studies that you can look up on.
You mentioned it. You look it up. Nope. No, don't do that. Don't tell us that we can look up something that you're mentioning. That's just intellectual disingenuous.
I will look up the link to that study as Willie has requested. That men are working about 1.5 hours more outside of the house than women, but women are doing on average, I think it was like 4 hours more of housework per week, which is an imbalance. So if he just took on an extra hour and a half or so of work in the house, then she's working an extra 3 hours, right? He's working an extra hour and a half outside the house, add in that extra hour and a half inside the house. Now it's equality. He's working 41.5 hours. She's working 40. Housework is equal to about 5. Take on a little bit more of that work at home, right? Then for her, so that it's about equality. And that's what people are missing. And this is why people are like, well, I might as well just get divorced and be by myself if I have to take care of another child. If you're not pulling your weight at home and you don't have the finances to pay, pull your weight.
Hey, so true. I was trying to let y'all just have this one, but again, some of the shit you just got to check. One, that extra 4 hours she's doing is housework. That extra hour and a half he's doing is probably significantly more difficult than what she has to do. The housework she has to do, she's not picking up shit off the floor with her hand. She's using a vacuum. She's not washing dishes by hand unless she's Jay. She's got a dishwasher. Like the stuff she's doing, it just takes time, but the effort is not equal. The stuff that men have to do is significantly more difficult than what y'all have to do outside of the house. So under your premise, then that means that if we hear 2 bumps in the night, you get your ass up, get a gun and go check one. I get my ass up and go check another. If the grass needs to get cut, I cut half, you cut the other half, or I cut half, you do the edging. So it's like y'all don't want equality as it's defined. You just want equality at men's expense, because it's common sense that the shit that you're talking about doesn't align. There's nothing that you're going to go do, or the average woman will go do, that is harder than what her man is doing outside of the home. So the additional work she does in the home is covered in those times. For example, say me and Bo are married. Bo has said that she's had a husband who didn't want to go get her car service done. There's no fucking way that she would even know what size tires to go on her car, or what the maintenance is, or where any of those other masculine things come from. She won't know how to go out there and fix a lawnmower when it breaks. She won't know how to change the smoke detector, which, typically I still won't do. Like, she won't have to go do any of those things, because those are things that a man should do. And those are unfortunately gender roles that she ascribes to, because if she didn't, then she would have to take on the equal weight of those things. You guys only want to take on the equal weight of shit that benefits you. You don't want to take on equal weight of anything where your life could be at risk, your labor could be at risk, you can get dirty, or you can go and break a nail. And it's super, like, I was fortunate I was distracted for a second, because I'll let you get that off. But I want everybody to see and clip this moment right here. Women want equality at the expense of men. They don't want equality with men. They want the same power and resources and reach that men have, but none of the accountability and none of the responsibility.
So what does your ideal marriage look like? What is the house? Yeah, for you. What does the household dynamic look like?
Easy. So, like, you're not gonna gain on ground here on this one either. Because
I'm not. I'm just asking out of curiosity.
This is not guy. Yeah, asking him does not work.
Yeah, because what it would look like for me is my woman controls the house. So, like, I'm the owner, she's the CEO. So she manages the house. She takes care of the kids. She takes care of me. She takes care of everything else. I provide her the means and resources to have that ability to do those things. So there is no outside of the house work for her to do. I pay 100% of the bills. I pay 100% of whatever it is she got going on, because I provide in totality. So the way that my relationships work is, I don't have a woman who was scared to fix me herself, or she sucked my dick. I don't have a woman who was too worried about, what her friends think that she should be doing. I don't deal with women like that. So my woman is going to prioritize me the exact same way I prioritize her. So, like, in a nutshell, I am going to be everything for my woman that her mother wishes her father was to her.
Okay, so how about if she did not know what that looks like because she didn't have a father growing up?
I show her. Like, all she has to do is imitate what I'm emulating. It's easy. Like, all you have to do is listen. You don't have to. There's no independent thought required. All you have to do is what you were asked to do. That's it.
Most powerful. the most powerful part about.
I'll give you something. Like, I will also find something she's passionate about that she can go do for herself, because obviously I understand that her entire life cannot be wrapped around me and the kids. So there's a third: kids, me, or kids in house, me, and then whatever she's passionate about. Go find what that is, and then support her and get her into that.
So would you be
also the guy that says that my woman can't work for somebody else either? My wife can't work for somebody else. She can't have a job. She can't be a 9 to 5. She can't have to ask some nigga that she could take a break to go pick up our kids, or to bring me lunch, or to go grocery shopping, or go on a trip. So I don't have like the shit y'all talk about would never work for me.
Okay, so then besides being the financial provider, like, then what will be your role in the household? Would you do the honey-do list? Would you help with the picking up and dropping off the kids at the after school, extracurricular activities? Like, or you wouldn't have nothing to do with any of that?
So no, I'm not going to do that, for the simple fact because that's not my job, my role. However, there's also things that my wife won't have to do. Like, I have a housekeeper now. When I get married, I will still have a housekeeper. I have people who cook my food. So there's certain things that I value my time more than anything else. So if I can free up 4 hours of my wife's time by paying someone to clean the house, or having a nanny to go get the kids and do all that, like a house manager stuff, I will do that, because now I am reclaiming 4 hours of my wife's time to spend with me and invest in our marriage.
So what kind of bond do you expect to have with your children if you're not going to be an involved father?
That's not nothing I said leads you to should lead anybody with the basic grasp on the English language to think that I'm not going to be an active father. What I said is,
if you're not involved, and that's the reason I said, like, would you be involved with their after-curricular activities?
I'm not dropping off kids. I'm not going to PTA meetings. That means I'm not an active father. The way I'm an active father is I raise my kids daily. The way I'm an active father is I coach my kids' sports teams. The way that I'm an active father is that, one, I make sure they honor their mother, do what they're supposed to do. I also help make sure that they understand the world they live in by being an example for them to grow up to. So I will probably be the most active father compared to anybody up here that's been married before, because of the amount of time that I have, because I have unlimited time freedom. So my only goal in life is to be a father to my kids in this situation.